you like watch basketball at all? Is he
Everything.
basketball?
He's a big Golden State Warrior fan.
Oh, nice.
Huge Golden State Warrior fan.
Of course he is.
Let's see here.
Failed as a musician, so he hopped on the bandwagon of the best team. Hopefully we stopped over that part.
Okay.
So now we're recording. Now it's time to go to Facebook.
Here we fucking go.
And we're on live on Facebook.
Yeah.
There it is. Well done. Well done. We've got to connect it.
Almost. I mean, let's see. After hours podcast. Will it go live? Will it do what I want it to do? Will it? Oh my God, we are live on fucking Facebook.
Fucking
finally! Oh my God.
How did you post it from the Fourth Wall Facebook or the Travis Facebook?
We are posted from my personal Facebook. So Travis Clyburn, if you want to interact with us on Facebook. I'm not connected to Wi-Fi anymore, but I'm gonna be on my Facebook. And so if you beautiful people want to talk to us, just comment and all that good stuff. So I'm here with a really good friend of mine, Omar D. Everybody.
Yes. What is up?
Currently, me and Omar we're gonna for the next maybe 4 or 5 hours, we're gonna be writing do pass number 2.
Yeah, a revision, I believe it is called on a script. We've already written the script.
Yeah, we've actually written a feature-length film.
Yes.
Over the last month
and a half. Yeah.
We probably at least 4 days in the last month we did not sleep at all. Like
definitely more than 4.
Yeah, like 5 or 6 probably.
Yeah.
We pulled a great deal of all-nighters.
There
and
were
stuff like that.
a couple nights where we went for at least 13 hours.
Yeah, and then I had to do community service because I'm a piece of shit, and because I got a DUI. If anyone didn't know, I got a DUI because I'm a winner, and so I had to do 2 days of community service, so 8 hours of community service.
I would get off of work, and then Travis would finish up the mics, and sometimes I'd come in and do a set, and then at 11 o'clock we'd be like, all right, let's fucking write, and then we'd write till like fucking 7, 8, 9 in the morning, and then then we'd have to go to work all over again the next day.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, we basically did not stop. We're I don't want.
That's the creative process though. When you're writing some shit that you're actually like stoked about, you almost you're gonna do shit like that. You're gonna fucking find a way to make it work, because no one can just sit down and write for like 2 hours and be like and really feel that shit and be like, all right, I'm good.
Right. Yeah.
Fucking I'll pick it up tomorrow. Like, not. You just gotta keep going.
True. Yeah. And I mean, I always find that I have to live on the edge of comfort in order to get most things done. You know what I mean? Creatively, especially. Yeah. Like the moment I'm comfortable or complacent and stuff like that, like I get nothing done. Like
No, you've got to be like a fucking pro by that point. I feel like right now, especially, when you're not 20, 30 years experienced in the craft that you're trying to master. Yeah. It kind of always seems to fall in that place between despair and sleep.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, I mean, it's all about what you want to give up. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to every night have, a solid 8 hours sleep and stuff like that, then you probably won't get done a lot of the fucking stuff you want to get done. You know
Not if you're working full time.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, well, let's say we got some commenters here, everybody. Dat Fan gave a little thumbs up. Dat Fan, great man. Dat Fan is one of the best people I've ever met. He's got me on Ice House shows and stuff because he's a bad motherfucker.
Oh, shit.
Let's see here. Alex Hartland. Anyone else here? Little comments, little stuff like that. These guys are awesome. Thank you, Alex Hartland. I appreciate you, man. And Todd Michael Owens, everybody. I haven't seen fucking Todd Owens in a minute. Went to high school, dude. He's a bad motherfucker. Back in the day, no one could throw a discus further than the old Todd Michael Owens. He's a bad motherfucker.
Hello, Todd.
Hey, this is Todd. This is Omar. He's a badass. So yeah, we got 6 whole people checking us out now.
This is incredible.
Right, like most 7 now. 7 whole people. I just assumed because I'm on my Facebook that most of the Ohio people would be asleep by now because of the time difference. Because right now
that's when all the fucking the righteous vampires are out right now.
Dat Fan threw in a right on. Dat Fan, let me give a shout out to Dat Fan right now. The only reason I have a mattress to sleep on in the last 4 months is because Dat Fan is such a badass. He got a girlfriend because he's that kind of pimp, and he got a bigger size bed, and then he just gave me a twin size bed. So I actually had something to sleep on in the last couple of months. And just an update for anyone who doesn't know what the hell went on with me. Me and my ex Melina, we broke up 4 months ago, and I've kind of just been floating around, living that homeless life. Joe Menente was nice enough to give me a van to live in, which is great. And then I subsequently got a DUI in that van. You ever get a DUI at your house? That's
yeah.
That's what I did because I'm an idiot, which is why I'm kind of staying sober and on the straight and narrow for at least the last couple of weeks, trying to not be a giant piece of shit. But nevertheless, Dat Fan's a badass, and
you've been doing a good job in not being a piece of shit, I think.
I mean, yeah,
a little positivity in there. You know what I'm saying?
This man worked. Omar really helped me out because I worked for Joe's Movers once upon a time, the almighty Joe Menente, and then he sold it to an Italian guy named Luca Manzola, and then Luca ran the company right into the fucking ground.
Nice.
Yeah. And so he kind of dissolved the company and stuff like that. So I've been rocking unemployment, and then when I was on unemployment, me and my ex broke up. I kind of floated around. Joe really helped me out, brought me here to Fourth Wall. And I've been kind of working under the table for him. And then my unemployment ran out. And then the moment that happened, this fucking beautiful man over here really pulled through and helped me get a job washing dishes at Artisan, a cheese and a wine.
We will not speak about Artisan cheese and wine.
All I will say is that the owner is the worst person I've ever met. But that's beside the point.
Just a horrible human being.
Her name's Shelly, bitch. That's beside the point. Yeah, basically we both
got fired because we have souls.
Yeah, we have feelings and stuff. Yeah, she's the most cold-hearted fucking person I think I've ever met, and I've met a lot of people out here in LA.
And you lived in Dayton.
I mean, fair enough.
I don't mean to throw shade at Dayton.
Fair enough.
Low hanging fruit.
No, I mean you're right, man. I mean, it's just a good fucking point.
All right.
Yeah, there's just, I mean, but okay, this terrible person, Shelly, she basically screwed us both over. But then this big old fucking pimp got a job like the next day, essentially, right after you fucking got fired.
Yeah, I kind of felt the end was near, and like
Rightfully
a few days before it happened, and I was miserable because I was butting heads with her. She didn't know if she wanted to be an owner or a manager. She didn't. Yeah,
she was a micromanager owner, which is a nightmare.
You know, listen, man. I moved to LA like 6 years ago, and I've been managing bars and restaurants for the last like 5.5-6 years, just to kind of like, pay for not only bills but fund my film that I was doing for the last 5-6 years.
Right.
And you can't really fund a movie when you're serving or waiting tables, and those are great jobs that will pay for your rent. But when you're trying to finance a huge project, you need to manage. So I've been managing. And I've worked with all sorts of owners who, are very, very hands-on and very, very hands-off, but they let you know what you're getting into when you're managing a bar or a restaurant. And then just this lady had no idea what she wanted to do.
She also, like, you made a great point, like, with all your experience and stuff like that. Aaron M. Little Aaron Gletz on here, Molly Gletz's brother. The one and only Aaron. Speaking of vampires, DYT represent. It's a little late night vampire Aaron action right there.
Love vampires.
Let's see. Keep it up, man. Hope everything is going well. Todd, thank you so much, Todd.
Thank
I appreciate
you, Todd.
You fucking giving a little shout out there, man. I'm rocking and rolling. I'm fortunate enough to work here at Fourth Wall and know people like this fucking guy right here. And of course, the legendary Dat Fan. But yeah, she was just one of those people that, like, I feel like she just couldn't not control everything. And what was you made a point or something that she said one time. She said she thought that people wouldn't think that she was so mean or something like that if she was a man, or would respect her more if she was a man.
Yeah, she was like, because I'm a female owner, whenever I give an order, it's met with disdain and contempt and all these sorts of negative connotations. But she swears up and down that if she were a man giving out the same order, that she would have the more respect. And in theory, in this day and age, that sounds right. However, I've worked for female owners of restaurants and bars, and I can tell you that is not the case. I've worked for a wonderful, wonderful woman named Catherine On, who runs Teatro. She's part of the On family. They own like Crustacean and all these like really, really fancy, delicious restaurants.
Right.
And their family is very, very well known in the restaurant community. And she told you that like right away, like what you were getting into. Right. And that way you respected her because she told you what you were getting yourself into. And then, she had the systems in place to back it up. She's like, look, this is my restaurant. This is how much it brings in X, Y, and Z. This is how long we've been open. And it's like,
right. When it's like Shelly was mostly just condescending.
Yeah. She was condescending.
It was like, why would any owner talk to a dishwasher? I was a dishwasher. That's a job for fucking basically people who snuck into this country and felons.
She told Travis I made Travis laugh. God forbid I make him laugh while he's fucking running through a dish. He's fucking washing dishes in a place that has no air conditioning.
When I'm sweating my fucking dick off washing.
And God forbid I make this dude laugh. And she's like, I don't think that it's appropriate to laugh when you're at work. And I'm like,
she yelled at me condescendendly because I had joy in my heart.
I don't think it's appropriate that you're alive right now.
It's fucking insane. She's a terrible fucking person. I'm happy you don't work there anymore.
I'm very happy.
But you've got a better job now. Where are you working at now, Omar?
Right now, I'm working. Cool place, man. They've got air conditioning.
Where's that located at? Just for the people.
It's in Eagle Rock, man. It's dank pizzas. The ice cream is made in house. The crust of the dough.
Oh, nice.
Everything is made in house. Everything. Nice. It's fucking amazing, dude. And the owners are super cool. The bar is fucking dope, dude. They have a sweet pub, dude. There's a comic that goes there. He comes here all the time. Not a comic that goes there. A comic that works there. His name is Justin.
Come here.
Yeah.
Sometimes they all blend together. So Justin Foster, if I've met you before, I apologize.
But yeah, it's a cool place. But I feel like going, transitioning away from Shelly. But like we were talking about how most successful places, have pedigree behind it. And, in any venture that you get into, you want to let people know, what the standards are and everything. And I feel like whether it's you're running a restaurant or you're working anywhere else, there's got to be communication. You got to know your role and know what the other person's role is. So.
Right. And you got a lady like her who essentially gave no one any other roles. Like she was just like, I'm the end all be all and stuff like that. And also, okay.
Whatever. By the way, guys, I am not suicidal. I was working and I burned my wrist on the fryer, the deep fryer, and there's a huge burn mark. These are not sliced open wrists. Yes. So just keep that in mind.
Yes, I didn't. He didn't kill himself because of how sad he was.
Shelly made me.
Losing his artisan wine and cheese job, or cheese and wine, whatever the fuck. The only thing I'm sad about is we didn't get to do that show. It was actually a decent place for a fucking show.
Dude, you know what? I've been doing stand-up now since, I think, December. Just makes it, like 8 months? Almost 9 months now. God damn,
we got a newcomer, man, right here.
And I've got to say, dude, like, I put on my first show at this artisan cheese and wine spot, and just like, first of all, hosting is very hard, but seeing the culmination of all the friends and comics that I've made go up there and do their thing and see how talented everyone is here, it's really incredible. It's like a foster house for like really, really fucking hilarious and good-hearted comics, dude.
Absolutely.
I feel like comics get a bad rap for being assholes and shitheads.
Yeah. Dude, this is the only before I ever did stand up, and I like how supportive improv usually is. You know what I mean? Like I'm a big fan of Groundlings. I did classes there, and all that stuff. And like sometimes I would get really discouraged with stand up because like a lot of fucking stand-ups are like from the island of broken toys. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're like they don't bond well. They're not supportive. They're kind of fucking assholes. But I mean,
they get jealous.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of that. There's a lot of jealousy, a lot of envy. But Fourth Wall has attracted really great really great people in general who are super supportive. That actually let laughs out. Actually, and it's attracted a bunch of people who really want to hone in the craft. Like people that will run 4 mics in a fucking row. We'll sit there for 4 hours and try to fucking craft out a bit. Like that's the great thing about Fourth Wall here is that it's attracted people who are really, really dedicated to the craft of stand up and also are just really great fucking people, man.
It makes me feel bad because I'm like just kind of putting my feet in the water, and then I see people that are when I'm signing up on the mics, I'm like, this dude is doing 4 or 5 shows in a row, and I'm like, holy shit. And then it's like, I haven't dedicated my to comedy. I even right now I don't know if I'm going to do it for the rest of my life. It's just kind of like an organic journey for me, and I feel extremely disrespectful to people who are doing comedy as a career. But I see a lot of people.
A lot of people shit on hobbyists and stuff like that, or just people that do it every now and again. Or like I tell a lot of people everyone should fucking try stand up at least one time.
Right.
Every single person. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Like, and you found certain things through stand up. You know what I mean? Like not necessarily a love for stand up or a dedication to the craft, but like you've kind of figured out a lot of things just by doing it, just by being around the people and stuff like that.
It's kind of like therapy, dude. Like there's a huge stigma about therapy. Like you need to be in therapy only if you have like serious mental issues or serious childhood traumas. But like I think it's widely or I think it should be widely supported that everybody should do therapy, like at least for like a routine checkup, once a month or something like that. Like it's just that and stand up. I'm not comparing the two as having the same benefits or anything like that, but I'm saying in terms of something that gives you a check in your life and a checkpoint, therapy being more for your mental health and just your mental well-being, but stand up in the sense of while it doesn't do any of those things that therapy does, what it does do that is also beneficial for you is it gets you out.
Yeah.
It introduces you to a world that you've never been a part of. It gets you out of your comfort zone. It gets you to meet new people, interesting people, cool people. And then it also challenges you creatively. Even if you're not a creative, it gives you something to really motivate you to try and work hard at, because it's fucking difficult and it's really hard to get it's hard to get bad at comedy. Like it's so like, because everyone starts out as like dog shit, right? But then the next level up is bad, and then it's like okay, and then you're like kind of good, but like it's hard to just get to bad.
It's also stand up is one of those things where like it has just ultra reward systems. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you go to a fucking a comedy club and there's 200-300 people in there, even 100 people, whatever, and they all are just scream laughing at you and stuff.
Oh my god, I can't imagine.
Oh my god, dude, it is. It'd been a while since I did like a big show and stuff like that, and then of course the legendary Dat Fan, he was nice enough to take me, and I did the Ice House, and Joe Manente also did the Ice House, the owner here of Fourth Wall, and it was incredible. It was a 9:30 show. Joe Manente gets up there. He like the host did basically no time. He gets up there, he does 10 minutes, and it's just destroying. Like, just his energy, the whole deal. And, like, there's 150 people in that room, and they're all just hanging on every word, just laughing so hard. And you could tell, like, he's in the zone, he's in his element. And then I get up there, and I did, like, 6 or 7 minutes. And then, like, every single word I said, they laughed at. It was
incredible.
Incredible, man. Like, it'd been so long since I'd done a big show like that, like, I was actually high when I got off stage.
Oh, dude,
like legitimately, like my hands were fucking shaky, and like I had this euphoric fucking feeling.
It's out of body.
Incredible, man.
I've never done I want to say like six shows maybe, The 6 like legit shows, and then the first show I did was progressive. I think the first Progressively Incorrect that Ashoka Thomas and Kevin Peniagua put on.
Oh yeah.
And there were maybe like 50 people in there, so it's not like it's not a huge.
But still, I mean,
that's a decent amount of people.
That's enough people to give you that fucking.
And man, I went up, and luckily I wasn't like front loaded or anything. I was like a little bit in the middle, a little bit towards the end, and I had like 20 friends come to support me, and they've never seen me do stand up. And I was working, and that was when I was going to Fourth Wall like 3, 4, 5 times a week, and I was like working out my shit.
Hard, man. Yeah.
And I fucking went up there, and I did like 10 minutes, and like I killed. And I've never killed since then. Like I've gotten I've done okay a couple of my other shows. I think I bombed maybe in terms of shows. I haven't bombed a show yet. I've done just okay at shows. But
like bombing a mic and fucking bombing a show are two completely different things.
Nah, you can it's not that bad. But like when
let me break it down for the people here at home. Like especially if you don't know anything about LA or how the comedy scene works out here. Like the way we rock at Fourth Wall is like you have 9 comics who sign up online, and they like we do a show an hour. So 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, right? And so you sign up online. There's 9 comics plus the host. You are locked in the room for 15 minutes, right? Mm-hmm. Everyone has to watch. Everyone has to pay attention. Everyone has to support. So it's a great way to develop bits and stuff like that. But more importantly, it's like bombing at a mic in front of your peers, essentially, right? It sucks, and it's not a good time, right? Like it just means a bit that you wrote that day or that week isn't strong enough, right? But going to a show with like 100 people here in LA, like just dying to laugh, wanting to laugh, coming out because they want to laugh, and
it's better than sex. Honestly, it's better than sex. It's better than any drug you could do. It's because. And I really mean that. Like, listen, I can speak for both of us. We've done some awesome drugs, like I am sure there is no shortage of fantastic drug experiences that we have done in our past.
Aaron Gillette said definitely not inaccurate that a good stage performance and improv can be intoxicating. Absolutely, man. Yeah. We're talking about it right now.
Exactly.
We live in LA. There's no shortage of drug usage.
No, but the feeling that I personally had when I did my first show, and I did it at Progressively Incorrect, and it was just every punchline hits, and then what's even better and what made it more euphoric is the spaces in between the punchlines when they were laughing at things that you didn't even intend to be funny, or that is the setup,
best, man.
Like, and you're like, it was literally like the most euphoric, out of body, incomprehensible experience. And that's how people get hooked on comedies, because when you have a taste of that, you're like, I need more, and it's
absolutely, and like
it's fantastic.
I mean, it's just a crazy one. Like I have a theory, and I'm taking us down a dark road now. I feel like that's the best thing to happen.
Dark,
but
do it.
It has worried me sometimes that like the suicide rates of stand-up comedians and stuff like that. It's worried me sometimes because it's like,
why do you think that is?
My theory is that we experience something that most people will never experience, right? Like we experience like this incredible rush of adrenaline, oxytocin, stuff like that, serotonin, all that stuff. Every fucking time we laugh, we can go for an hour and just get these huge releases of hormones and stuff like that.
Right.
Hormones that most people will never feel in those quantities ever, right?
In their life.
Yeah.
Which is pretty profound.
Yeah, which is crazy. But my theory is, and this could be complete bullshit, which it probably is because I don't know how to read.
Well, let's hear it.
I think most people have a finite amount of those hormones. You know what I mean? Or they have a certain amount that they can produce in their lifetime and stuff like that. And I think eventually, like living experiences like that and just exerting all those hormones so often and in such large quantities and stuff like that, eventually it kind of just fades out.
So you think it's biological? That's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, literally a chemical thing, literally. Like It's just like if you abuse meth and stuff like that, like you can actually fry your endocrine system and make you a psychopath. So in other words, if you do too much of that stuff, because meth gives you a euphoric feeling and stuff like that, right? Like you feel pure pleasure, pure joy, and stuff like that, which is why a lot of crazy meth heads will have a huge porn collection. So doing all
shit.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
Yeah. I think the moment you start smoking things out of light bulbs, you're too far gone.
But it's good. It's good also on the flip side to have a counterbalance, have other things that kind of fill those voids, because it doesn't always have to be a huge rush of emotion. And I think that's why comedy works personally for me is because I do it because first of all, I love comedy. I really do. I've always loved stand-up. I've always been into it and watched it since I was a kid. And it's always just something I wanted to do. And I do it for that reason, just because I want to do it. But it's, obviously I'm a filmmaker and a writer-director first. And those are the things that, that give me the biggest rushes of all. Like obviously, like when you're killing on stage, there's nothing like it, because people laughing at you is a very specific kind of a rush. But for me, I get a different part of my brain lights up and reaches that same euphoric level to some extent when I'm on set directing. And it doesn't happen when I'm like in the editing room. It doesn't really happen when I'm writing. Doesn't really happen when, I'm watching the movie for the first time or whatever. Or at the premiere even. It only happens when I'm on set. And the way it happens is when I'm either rehearsing with actors, when I'm directing them, or when I'm shooting and the performance is exactly like, even if whether it's they followed my direction to the T or they ignored my direction to a T and it worked perfectly anyways.
So all of those things. The rush of creativity in a way.
Yeah.
Or just watching something develop on camera and come to life, right?
It's different than comedy, because in comedy you're not giving birth to something, because you've already given birth to that joke and you've nurtured it, you've worked it out and everything, and
in a way,
like you've kind of already it's already this thing and you're putting it out there and then when people laugh, it's its own that is its own euphoria. Right. But when you are watching something that has only been in your brain, it is only synapses firing off in your brain,
right?
And then and then it goes from your brain to your hand, keyboard, right? And then it's still electronic, right? And then it goes on paper,
which is what we're going to be doing later on tonight,
right? And then you see it go from paper to in person. You're watching this actor or this actress act it out and perform it, and it's literally you're seeing the birthing process of art in front of you. And it's different because when you're editing or something like that, some might say that that's still the continual process of the birthing. But to me, it's always when you're on set, which is why when I'm on set, like to me, that and doing and killing at a show are the closest things you can get to like Nirvana or whatever it is, because it trade it for sex. I wouldn't trade it for the best drug in the world or the best high or the best psychedelic trip. I wouldn't trade it for anything. That's why I think hobbies and passions are the most important thing that the human race has going for it.
Yeah, pursuing your passion is the most fucking important thing you could ever do in your life. Like I hope I got a lot of people here from Ohio tuning in and stuff like that. Let's see here. Stephen Dale Wilson, great dude. He said I've felt that playing guitar. He's a musician, an incredible guitarist, by the way.
Excellent.
I started in music. I was 16 years old. I was in a band. My band's name was Agony Is.
So nice.
Fucking metal that is, right? Fuck. Agony just is. Mother, so metal, like fuck real metal.
I played the saxophone. That's pretty metal. That was actually my start was in music. I started out 6 years old. My mom was like, "Omar, you're going to play the saxophone. Women will fall for you." And then when I was in band camp, no women were falling. And I was like, "What is this, Mom? You lied to me."
Is it because of Bill
10
Clinton?
years later,
Was it Bill Clinton?
But no, there was no Bill Clinton.
He tried to make the saxophone sexy.
My mom was just like, "You must play the saxophone. The women will fall." That was what she would always say.
Everybody, his mom is Russian as fuck.
Yeah.
She only has beers and vodka. That's all she has.
So that's why, I'm glad that he gets it from playing guitar, because I really believe that following your passions is the only way to live.
Oh, absolutely.
Just live in general. That passion doesn't have to be your career.
Right.
But if you feel like it needs to be your career, then you absolutely, you have to do it. And, that's why we've been out here for X amount of years. Like,
oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's like, all the things that I've went through. I mean, literally what we're writing this movie about is just kind of like joint experiences and stuff like that. Like for the last 4 months, for anyone who doesn't know, I've literally been homeless, and I finally got a place. I think Erickson, I don't know if he's watching anymore, but I'm moving in with a very funny comic named Erickson. I'm going to be living in his living room. That's kind of life I'm living. But I mean, it's one of those things where like I did not have a single moment where I thought I'm going to go back home. You know what I mean?
Absolutely not. There's no plan B.
Yeah, I was like, I want to be here. Like, and like, I'm fortunate enough to have made some incredible fucking friends out here. Joe Benente being one of them for the last 5 years. And, the community that is stand up, like everybody fucking pulled together, and really helped me out, man. And it's the reason I'm fucking still here. Cause I mean, I went back before, I got trapped and stuff like that. And as soon as I came back, my buddy, Benjamin Leroy, he said, he was like, man, most people don't fucking come back. It's like, I thought I'd never, ever, ever see you again.
Absolutely.
And it's fair.
There's I'm interested to know, did your family discourage you or encourage you the first time you went out?
My family's incredibly encouraging. Like,
fantastic.
Yeah, no, it's really nice. Like
that is not the case with many people. Here's the thing. Like, well, yeah, for my family in particular, like, my mom, my mom of all people is the only, like, both my adopted mom and my biological mom, like, they were always very supportive, but my biological father, absolutely not. He still thinks like I need to go back to Philly and go to school for something that he has no idea what sort of interests I have.
Is your biological father Russian as well?
Yeah, he's Georgian. And then also like my aunt and my uncle and like all my cousins and stuff, like only now that they see that I've got, I'm developing a TV show, and, I've got other things going on, and I finished my first movie and all these, that took me 6-7 years to make. Because when you say, hey, I'm going to go do something, and then it takes you years and years and years, your family's going to be like, he'll come back. He needs to come back and go to school. And a lot of people, whether they're musicians, actors, writers, they come out and do the hardest job or the hardest thing to make a living in, and they don't have support, because rightfully so, the parents are looking at the numbers and the statistics, but at the same time,
I mean, statistically this is fucking impossible.
Yes, but
it's also not like,
but it's statistically let me ask you this then. Do you think a person who leaves their home to go pursue their dreams is more or less likely to succeed if they have the full utter support of their parents and their family?
Oh, definitely more likely.
So it doesn't increase their chances of failure if you support them, and it doesn't. If anything, it's got to even improve it. So I mean,
there's like those rare exceptions where you get those the spite people, you know what I mean? People that's like, I'm gonna succeed because of all my haters, that fucking shit.
That's a part of it, though.
Yeah, that's because
listen, I'm telling you, that's part of me. Like, there's a part of me, like, first and foremost, my love for film and storytelling and is the driving force. But I'm not gonna lie, like, there are a lot of times where when I'm down and I'm like, I never think that, man, I'm gonna give up, but I doubt myself, right? And the one thing that picks me up from my doubt whenever that fuel tank is empty for storytelling is like I remember every single fucking family member that gave me side eye when I told them what I was gonna do, or when they passive aggressively asked me, how's that whole directing thing going? How's that whole filmmaking thing going?
That fucking
I remember every fucking time. Like I there's this wonderful TV show right now. It's actually about stand-up comedy. It's called I'm dying up here. And there's this character in there. He's a very, very successful comic, and he's telling this young up and coming comic, and I'm going to paraphrase it here, but he basically says, I don't remember every award I ever got. I don't remember every laugh I ever got, and I don't remember all the highlights of my career. But do you know what I do remember? I remember every fucking failure and every time someone fucking said no, or that I wasn't going to do it, or I couldn't do it. And that is, I found that extremely profound, because whatever successes I have, like when, or you know, borderline successes, like with this TV show that I'm doing, every time we get closer and closer to a deal, or when I was pitching to Fox, and I was in 20th Century Fox with the president, and I was pitching to him.
That's a fucking baller, by the way, working on a fucking deal with Fox.
Yeah, but like when I was because when we were pitching with my team, and someone else was speaking, and I was waiting for my turn, but I was thinking to myself, like, man, I'm fucking here right now, and I wasn't thinking, Omar, you're so determined. Omar, you're so this. I was like, fuck you to everyone who ever fucking said shit to me. Like, that was the only thing I was thinking, was like, great, man. That's the only thing that you remember. And I feel like when you get to any sort of level of your own success, regardless of what other people think, those are the things, in my opinion, that kind of come up.
No, you're right, man. Like, I don't know. I've been fortunate that I feel like a great deal of people actually believe in me for whatever reason. Maybe it's because it's like I just have a particular personality where it's like, if I say I'm going to do something, like,
you do have that energy of like, get her done.
Yeah, I don't fuck around.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I remember being a kid and my dad said, I think it was the best compliment my father ever gave me. He's like, oh, you know, Travis, and once he says he's going to do something, he ain't nothing going to stop him from doing it.
And that's encouraging.
Yeah, that's
because you remember that, and you made that almost like an affirmation for yourself to make it your truth.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It became a part of you. And because, you have that sort of encouragement from somebody you respect, who's your fucking dad, it becomes fact.
Yeah. It's true. Yeah, I mean, like, especially just like, I think just people pointing out those things about yourself is really nice. You know what I mean? Like, you ever fucking read the love languages bullshit? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Which, by the way, not to get mushy, but if you're a man who needs to get in touch with your emotional side,
take the love language test. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, figure out your love language and stuff like that. It actually will really benefit you in life and in general. Mine is basically physical affirmation, stuff like that. I'm a cuddler. But also compliments and shit like that. You're stereotypical millennial in the sense that I'm just like, I need verbal compliment. Like I need someone to let me know I'm great. It's often, but you know what I mean? Like it's a problem in relationships sometimes, but mainly it's just one of those things where, like, it's such a comic thing, though. You know what I mean? Because it's like, I need the whole audience to laugh and clap and do all that shit to let me know that I'm not a piece of shit. It reflects pretty deeply in interpersonal relationships and stuff like that. Because it's like, I just need you to let me know that you think I'm pretty, or you think I'm, whatever, or you think I'm funny, or you like me and stuff like that.
Did your parents not tell you that when you were younger?
Yeah, I thought they did. Like, see, that's the weirdest thing. It's like, yeah, I mean, like, my dad's very complimentary. My mom also very complimentary. Like, maybe
well, you've lost a lot of weight. Like, you used to be really, really overweight. So I feel like that's where the confidence issues may have come from, even though you did have that parental support, and your parents sound lovely. But it might have been the other. It might have been the other. Other stuff that triggered that need.
It's definitely an inherent insecurity. I think a lot of my issues in general and in life all come from my inherent insecurity from being. If for anyone who doesn't know, I used to be 370 pounds, which is unacceptable to me. It's unacceptable to be that big. It's too goddamn big. I know I'm actually on Monday I said it was 246. That's a lie. I actually jumped the scale this morning. I am at 234. Everybody,
congratulations, man. That's really good. That's
just
awesome.
Flexing on motherfuckers. I'm still fat as shit for LA. But
so how's your love life going since then?
I don't have. No one loves me. I have. I am powerfully single right now.
Dude,
powerfully. But I mean, I'm so fucking busy, dude.
Right.
Like,
that's
I mean, that's the thing. Like, I can't even think of moments when I have time. Like, I just got I'm working now for Real Rock and Roll Movers, which is a fucking great moving company and stuff like that. So all day I'm pretty much doing that for at least 3 or 4 days a week. And then all night, I'm fucking here.
Mm-hmm.
Doing a minimum of 6 mics.
Who has time?
6 open mics, 6 hours of comedy, 6 shows a night. For all my Ohio people, I know it's probably fucking hard to even wrap your head around because, fuck, I think about the first 5 years of me doing stand-up, and it's like I'd be lucky, really, really lucky if I could do fucking a show a week.
Jesus.
Yeah, and out here, it's like you can do fucking 7 shows a fucking day. Oh, actually, I saw Stephen Dale Wilson. I bought your bass for my daughter. Oh, the BC Rich fucking Beast bass? Dude.
Beast bass.
Is that the one you're talking about? I bought your bass for my daughter. I hope, maybe that's the one he's talking about. What did Gillette say here? Could also just be like a sugar spike kind of drinking. A little Aaron Gillette is getting a little monster energy in his life right now, and apparently he's I don't know. Are you hallucinating right now? Oh, Wiley Vyers fucking jumping in. Wiley, it's an actual person's name. Wiley Vyers. Wiley, you have the best name.
I like how I shared it on my Facebook, and no one from my friends is joining at all.
Oh, Wiley waved. Thank you, Wiley. I'm glad you're fucking tuning in, man. I haven't seen you in a long ass time, buddy. What are you up to, man? What you doing?
Let's see how many views or how many people are watching this show right now.
8 whole people watching right now. At least on live stream.
This is incredible.
just hordes of humans watching this fucking show. We're gonna wrap it up here in a little bit, guys. We're just doing this late night cast, everybody. Oh, we're down to 6. 2 people left. Come back.
This is some bullshit.
I need you.
Why can't I view any of the comments?
Actually, I don't know. What's wrong with your phone? What kind of phone is this?
This is an iPhone.
Which iPhone is this?
7.
Oh, because you turned comments off.
I didn't turn it off. It's just like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, look, make a look on this. Let me show you. Jew. So.
Dude. Biscuit Corwin, everybody. Oh, I see you're going by Chris Corwin on Facebook now. What did miss? What are you talking about? You mean what did you miss, like in general or in life? By the way, Biscuit, Premiere. The very first bass I ever bought. I know what you're talking about now. Yeah. That was a solid bass. I sold my BC Rich bass to some weird dude in a Taco Bell parking lot when I was like 19. So now that I remember that. Biscuit Corwin, you probably are not aware of this. I've talked about you on almost every podcast I've ever been on. You just seem to come up. A lot of times it's when I'm talking about younger comics and stuff like that. You give me some top-notch advice one time because you would talk about when you would go on stage at the Funny Bone at the Green and just like riff and just kill it, and then Doc says to you, I'm never going to let you MC because I don't know what the fuck you're going to say up there. You know what I mean? Like, it's like you're unpredictable. Like you're a wild card. What did I miss tonight? I flattered.
We talked about an evil boss that we both had. We talked about the euphoria of doing stand-up. We talked about
Chasing the Dragon. Hey, Fletcher.
We talked about passions and how important following your passions and careers. What motivates you to follow your passions? Mostly, it should be the love of the passion. But we also didn't, or I specify that don't ignore the idea of hate being acting as a motivation. It shouldn't be the whole motivation because then you're not going to be successful because you don't have enough love for the passion. But let the haters
I'm doing things
drive you.
My haters.
15% of the reason you're
that
doing
advice
everything.
came from Ryan Singer, really? By the way, I think I'm like down the road from Ryan Singer.
Nice.
I never see that beautiful bastard. Ryan Singer, if you happen to fucking stumble upon this, I love you and I miss you. There's no fucking way you're watching this, but I could just text you. I have his number. I should just do that. Yeah, I mean, some old school shit right there. Well,
I've
guys,
had a good time.
Yeah, this has been a lot of fun, guys. Like, I'm probably gonna have Omar in here a good amount. Like, we're currently writing a movie and stuff like that, so we're gonna spend the next probably.
We have written a movie. We are revising the script.
We've written. Well, how many pages?
Right now it's 117.
Yeah, I mean, we wrote a feature-length motherfucking film.
And not like a 90-page feature.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
A real deal.
We wrote a tight 117.
And now we're going to make our first
pass revision.
Yeah. So we're going to
be up till fucking 7 a.m.
Yeah.
Doing that shit. All right.
Which is pretty much what you got to do, guys. I hope, if anything, maybe we've inspired everybody to know.
I think that middle section of the podcast will really is the meat of it. You know, I think we did a good.
Oh,
good
Biscuit
job
says sounds like a great podcast. Sorry, I'm late to the game. Biscuit, you're not late to the game, brother.
You can always rewind after we end it.
Yeah, we're gonna end that. This is actually technically the first full episode, and I'm happy that I could have my great friend Omar D on here to kind of make this thing happen. But normally it's probably just going to be me alone after the fourth wall mics doing weird shit. So
I'm gonna be here, man.
Oh yeah, you should be here.
I'm gonna be here.
Yeah, I am gonna pop it. I mean,
I'm inviting myself as the co-host right now.
Most nights are me and you staying up way too fucking late trying to write this goddamn movie. Which is, by the way, I hope if anything we can inspire people out there, because it's like sometimes you have to sacrifice most comforts, to get done what you want to get done.
Man, let me tell you, I feel like out of all the people I know who are pursuing anything, I have never met someone who has sacrificed as much as you and myself. And I don't say that braggadociously. I really believe it. Like, I have, and you don't know the whole story, and I won't get into it here, but you have to give up a lot, whether it's relationships, whether it's something as simple as having a savings account, whether it's always being financially in a fucking hole, which will end any relationship that you, had any high hopes for.
Oh yeah. I mean, like,
or anything like that.
The biggest thing that pretty much ended my last relationship was, I chose to get unemployment because the company dissolved out from underneath me, and just attempt to pursue stand-up as often as possible while kind of exploiting the system in a lot of ways. But I mean, I pay an unemployment. Whatever. It doesn't matter.
This is not to go. We're not like shitting on our ex-girlfriends who have, who we have, it didn't work out with because finances were a major. I'm not saying like my ex-girlfriend like needed a rich dude.
I mean, it's a big fucking deal.
Listen, man. Hard. If you can't go out, or you're like struggling, or you're always just because listen, when you don't have money, you're depressed. You can't go out. You can't take your girl to do fun things, and it's like that's only cute for a little bit.
At some really point, it's like, well, come on,
Omar, you're always. You're always fucking poor, dude. All your money's always going to this movie. Like, when are we going to do X, Y, and Z? And that's why, my last relationship didn't work out. Yeah. But that's the sacrifice that I made in order to make that movie. I essentially, unconsciously made the decision between movie or girlfriend, because I could have stopped spending half my paychecks. I was very handsomely paid at managing that bar. And I could have, like, picked myself up, moved into a nice place, taking my girl, we would have been fine.
Yeah, you could have accepted complacency and comfort.
Yeah.
But instead, you chose to pursue something that you knew you had to.
And it's not like I consciously was like, I'm going to pick this movie. I was trying to make everything work. But I tried harder to make the film work way harder to make the film work than I did with my girl at the time. And that's why it didn't work out. So I think you have to sacrifice a lot. Be ready to eat a lot of fucking shit.
Yes, and especially like, you're doing something a bit different than what I'm doing. But I mean, like, if you are pursuing stand-up in any way, shape, or form, like, dude, it is just a fucking waiting game in a lot of ways. Like, you fucking work, you perfect your jokes, you find your fucking voice, you try to do as many fucking shows as possible. But it is just time. Like, you have to just dedicate more time than anyone will ever understand to this.
Yeah, like, if you're like the way you are about comedy, how I am about film, for a relationship right now at this stage in your life, it doesn't make sense, because as seriously as you take it, you've got to be doing comedy 5-6 hours a night on top of a job to pay your bills, so you can fucking eat and have enough rest to have creative
that leaves
minds
no time
for comedy.
Yeah, and it leaves no time for relationships and if you are able to have a successful relationship while doing what we're doing, like usually it's because like that person does what you're doing and understands it and stuff like that. But I mean, your average civilian, I guess you could call him, just doesn't fucking get it, man. I mean, like,
no,
like I don't want to in any way, shape, or form shit on my ex, because she like, I didn't work as hard as I could have because I was very comfortable in that relationship, but she still barely understood that it's like, I've been doing this shit 9 fucking years now. Like, it's just a fucking waiting game, man. Like, you just gotta fucking keep digging in, keep fucking rocking, keep doing everything.
It's a huge waiting game. Like, you waited 9 years and you're starting to see the fruits of your labor manifest for you right now. I've been officially, a filmmaker in my mind since, maybe 6-7 years ago. And I have only earlier in the year, maybe 6 months ago, pitched to my first studio. That's after doing it. I've been doing filmmaking since 2012.
Yeah, because you're pitching to Fox. Right? I mean,
I pitched to Fox.
He's met with 3 different. This man's a goddamn baller. Everybody, he's gonna fucking have a show and everything. Hold on, let me. The point that I was, I'm sorry. The point that I was trying to illustrate, I wasn't just saying like, hey, I pitched to Fox. I'm X, Y, and Z. The point that I was saying is like, I have been grinding since I was fucking 18 when I moved out of my house. With no money in my pocket. I moved to the most expensive city in America, San Francisco, where the rent is through the fucking roof. I was living on the floor while working full time to pay for that floor, while going to college full time, and then making for filmmaking. So it's not like I just had papers to do. I had to make shit. And then on the side, I had my own other films that I was trying to do. And then when I got out of college, I came here working 55, 60 hour a week at restaurants, because restaurant management jobs, if you want to fund your movie, you need to make money. So I had to manage restaurants, and I was working 55, 60 hours a week, and then doing my movie on my only days off. Or working on the script, or casting, or rehearsing, or doing whatever, or filming, or whatever the case may be. And then it took me 6-7 years to finish to finish that movie. And the meeting I got with Fox had nothing to even do with that movie. That was through a coworker I met. She's a fantastic writer. Her name is Sarah Dina. We created this great script together based off of, it's about a 14-year-old Russian kid that gets adopted by the black family next door. We wrote his life. Yeah. He's literally selling his life story to Fox. It's fucking cool as shit.
We worked on that script for like 1.5 years, 2 years. And then we prepped for this. We were going to get this Fox meeting because some very, very awesome people came on. Yeah. And then we went in there, and that was February 2018, and I moved out to LA in like 2012, and that's not even success, right? Success, in my opinion, is when you either sign a deal or your shit's on the air or whatever the case may be. So I'm still not even there.
This is just like
but that's the first step, and it took 6 fucking years. Yeah, almost 7.
I know. Like, I mean, even
it takes time.
Like me being very fortunate to work here at Fourth Wall. Like, I mean, that is such like a fucking like, I fell into a lucky position kind of thing.
Yeah, because you're able to put in that 10,000 hours that you need, or wherever the case may be, in order to get to where you need to go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, let's see. Let's read some stuff here. Chris, Biscuit Corbin said, "Sacrifice plus hard work equals success." Absolutely correct, my friend here.
Done deal.
Fletcher Cade. Oh, Fletcher's the shit. Nothing more impossible than punching up a script while trying to write new jokes for a set. Yeah, I know. Like it's just 2 completely different parts of your fucking brain.
Yeah.
Like, stand-up is such like a weird, like, cerebral fucking right brain thing, and then when you're trying to develop characters and stuff, like it's still right brain, but it's so left brained as well, because you really, it's very very hard. And then we got Aaron Glett. He said, "Passion/craft is fueled by instant ramen, blood, and tears." That is a fact.
Instant ramen, blood, and tears.
I'm accidentally.
That's got to be my new tattoo across my back.
Instant ramen, blood, and tears. We're both gonna get that tattooed on our lower backs. little tramp stamp action.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I mean,
thank you for fucking watching.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, you guys.
We're gonna do this more. I'm inviting myself. It's happening. I'm gonna be doing this.
I mean, I'm always just fucking here.
There we go.
Yeah, so this has been the old late night after hours fourth wall podcast, guys.
After dark.
I got Omar D.
Cinemax Pod.
He assures me it's a real last name, but it's DZ. What is it?
Well, listen, the Georgian way to pronounce it
Georgian.
before my father immigrated here was Zlierishvili. It means son of strong. And then when he came to America,
the way it's spelled. Is that?
No. Originally, before my father came here and had me, it was Zlierishvili, which means son of strong. Like, you know how a lot of Armenians have ayan at the end of their names, like last names? So in Georgia, they have shvili at the end of their last names. It means like son of or daughter of or whatever. So Zlieri means strong. So it was Zlierishvili, son of strong. So, but they were like, Zlieri is hard enough, so let's cut off the shvili when they immigrated to America. So it's just
Zlierishvili?
No, it's just now it's just Zlieri. But before my dad immigrated here, when he was in Georgia, it was Zlierishvili. Zlierishvili. I have been Omar Zlierishvili.
Zlierishvili.
And it's been great.
All right. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Thank you for watching. Appreciate it.
This is the after hours.
All right.
We are going to go right.
Let's go right, dude.
And do stuff.
Let's do it.
Bye.